They weren't soldiers. They weren't spies. Maria and Danny Torres were just a young couple on their honeymoon, sightseeing across the stars with Earth's new diplomatic travel visas. But when their ship drifted too close to a restricted communications array near Eon Core, the galactic enforcers didn't ask questions. No warnings, no translators, just a public trial with a verdict already decided and a sentence carried out live on broadcast. Earth protested through official channels. The enforcers responded with silence. After all, what could one planet possibly do? What they didn't know, what no one in the galaxy remembered, was that Earth had once trained someone for situations exactly like this. A man who had vanished from intelligence records a decade ago. A ghost. Codename, Echo. He hadn't been activated in years, and he never wanted to be again. But Maria Torres wasn't just another civilian. She was family. And when the galaxy saw justice, Echo saw betrayal. Now, Earth's quietest operative has broken protocol, and what comes next won't be loud, but it will be unforgettable. The broadcast that sparked it. No one knew how the footage was leaked. It showed up across Terran networks, quietly embedded in news scrolls and social feeds. The video quality was grainy, shot from what seemed like a security drone. Two humans, a young couple, stood in a sterile tribunal hall on Eon Core, a major political capital in the galactic Concord. Maria and Daniel Torres. Tourists. Civilian status confirmed, accused of violating travel zones while honeymooning on a multi-planet interstellar cruise. The crime: wandering into a secure data relay station that wasn't marked in any Earth-accessible language or listed on diplomatic advisories. There was no defense, no translator. The enforcers, an elite arm of Concord Justice, deemed them guilty. They were executed live, in front of a silent assembly of alien dignitaries. Their screams echoed in silence as the destabilizer dissolved their bodies into light. Earth's official channels demanded explanation. None came. Earth's tightrope humanity was still new to the galactic table. In just under a century, Earth had transitioned from deep space observers to full-fledged members of the Concord. While human technology advanced quickly, Earth's influence was largely diplomatic, cautious. Its seat on the Concord Council was hard-earned and heavily surveilled. Every move was watched. Earth couldn't afford a military response. Not yet. Its fleets were fast and smart, but small. And besides, retaliation would fracture decades of peacebuilding. So the politicians filed reports. The media asked questions. Earth played the diplomat, but not everyone on Earth was bound by diplomacy anymore. The man they forgot, Noah Rourke, was dead, on paper. In reality, he lived alone in a glacial valley in Iceland. He hunted with falcons, carved wood for tools, and hadn't spoken to another human in almost 7 years. His codename in the Terran intelligence archives was Echo. Once, Rourke had been Earth's sharpest weapon, a black operative in the early days of humanity's expansion, trained in infiltration, neutralization, and information disruption. He worked beyond Earth's borders, handling threats the public never heard about. But after an unauthorized mission, in the Trathal Expanse cost the lives of 3 Allied diplomats, he disappeared, officially disavowed, quietly erased. Except someone remembered him. The personal connection. When Echo opened the file sent to him by an anonymous backdoor signal, he didn't react, not visibly. Just sat quietly, watching the footage on a cracked display tablet. Maria, his niece. She had been 5 years old when he last saw her, a bright, curious child who once made him promise to visit her wedding, no matter how far away you are. He missed the wedding. He hadn't even known she'd left Earth. But he saw her die. On loop. Executed with her husband in a foreign court, condemned by alien politics and cold justice. That was enough. Breaking protocol, Echo activated a private AI assistant, one of only 3 offline versions left in existence. Ghost, re-establish tactical feed. Pull my black card, he ordered. Authorization expired, the AI replied. Override, Echo 73, mission tag, family. The silence that followed was brief. Then, the AI complied. He geared up with tools most humans had forgotten: adaptive exosuit, magnetic stealth plates, harmonic destabilizers, no explosives. Echo didn't believe in noise. He didn't tell Earth he was going. He didn't need to. Yeah. Infiltrating Eon Core was the seat of legal and scientific power in the Concord, protected by orbital surveillance webs. It was virtually impossible to land on without clearance. But Echo didn't land. He latched onto a diplomatic cargo ship from a neutral trade world, snuck aboard during a mid-orbit transfer, and used thermal cloaking to bypass security fields. He arrived on the surface under the radar, walking through checkpoints disguised as a maintenance tech from the orbital elevator system. No one saw him. Not really. That was the point. He found the Tribunal Security Records Office and accessed it using a retinal mimic chip. Then, he watched every camera feed, every tribunal document, every judicial interaction from the week of Maria and Daniel's death. What he found disturbed him more than the execution. It wasn't a mistake. The real reason Maria and Daniel had wandered into a restricted area, but it wasn't just any area. It was a covert Concord relay node transmitting surveillance data from Earth to high-ranking alien officials. A classified operation spying on Terran infrastructure, shielded by a diplomatic loophole. When the couple triggered the system by accident, the enforcers moved fast, not just to punish, but to erase evidence. Their deaths weren't judicial. They were strategic, and Concord Command had covered it up. Echo's response. Echo didn't rage. He didn't panic. He started marking names. One by one, he found those responsible. Chief Enforcer Jirak Von, who gave the kill order. Tribunal Judge Grask Thal, who expedited the hearing. Technician Arulai, who activated the beam. Then, he moved. Quietly. He left Von's office empty, except for a single recording device transmitting Von's confession to every Concord member race. Judge Thal's ship exploded in dock. No casualties, but a public embarrassment. All files related to Earth surveillance were stolen and uploaded to open galactic networks. Technician Arulai woke up in an Earth consulate with her hands bound, and a note. You followed orders. Now feel their weight. Earth's response back. On Earth, Terran intelligence knew who was behind the retaliations. No one else could have pulled them off without trace. He's going to spark a war, warned Commander Lee of Terran Foreign Intelligence. He's removing the match before it lights, said Director Kale, the only surviving member of Echo's original handler team. Do we stop him? Kyle paused. We let it play out. The Concord needs to see what happens when humans don't go through channels. 10. The final move. Echo walked into the Concord archives disguised as a legal analyst. No weapons, no visible threat. He handed the clerk a data crystal labeled, The Price of Silence. Inside it, all surveillance records on Earth, covert political manipulations, and the true purpose behind Maria and Daniel's deaths. The data went viral across member planets. Concord's credibility shattered. In response, the Concord tried to issue a warrant for Echo's arrest. He was already gone. Legacy and Consequence. Earth received a formal apology from the Concord High Council 2 weeks later. Maria and Daniel were posthumously awarded the Terran Peace Emblem. Their families were compensated, their names entered into the Central Planetary Memorial Archives. But more importantly, the surveillance program was dismantled. Quietly, new regulations were passed. Human diplomatic presence doubled. Concord officials, who sanctioned the executions, were forced to resign. And Echo? Gone. Again. The last Echo. Months later, a Concord patrol cruiser malfunctioned near a black hole orbit. An escape pod drifted toward them. Inside, a message etched into the metal. Next time Earth bleeds, we won't whisper. We'll roar. They never found him. No trace, no signal. But in back rooms and strategy meetings across the stars, one name remained in hushed conversation. Echo. A myth, a warning, a promise. Earth's quiet war. Though the galaxy viewed Echo's actions as the rage of a rogue agent on Earth, something subtle shifted. Military academies began teaching new doctrine, silent deterrence. Diplomats received combat survival training. Terran AI systems, once designed purely for research and commerce, started running black simulations of interstellar confrontation scenarios. Earth hadn't declared war, but it had learned something critical. To be heard, sometimes you must be feared first. And across Earth's hidden networks, a codename began circulating again. This time, not as a warning, but as a model. Echo wasn't just a ghost anymore. He was a strategy. A message left behind back in Iceland, in a cavern system known only to one satellite. A small terminal activated itself 3 months after Echo vanished. An encrypted message was cued to play only once. It was Echo's voice. If you're watching this, then I'm gone. Good. I was never meant to last. But if you're considering replacing me, don't. Don't train another ghost. Don't build another weapon just to sit quietly, waiting to be unleashed. Instead, teach your diplomats to ask better questions. Arm your thinkers, not just your fighters. And if the galaxy still doesn't listen, then send someone louder. The message self-erased. What the galaxy remembers years past. The Concord restructured. Earth's influence grew, not through fleets or invasions, but through caution, respect, and yes, a bit of fear. Maria and Daniel's deaths became a pivotal case study in